Hey, how's it going? Okay, so today I want to talk about why I've taken a break from social media. I'm still doing the vlogs because it's part of my new path. It's part of my new direction or guided direction for sharing spiritual insights and love and experiences and insights that really have to do with humanity's awakening and transitioning into the new and creating a new world, an empowered, light-filled, loving, and peaceful world for all. So the reason I took a break from Facebook was because I've been feeling a buildup of this sort of conflict of the old self that thought I needed to push, do the marketing and push myself and put everything out there. And since I did my first festival, The Good Vibes, since putting that one on, I naturally, intuitively felt this guidance to let go, to stop pushing things forward and to drop deeper within myself. And it's been a few weeks. I kind of dip in and out, but I'm not feeling any pressure. And that's been really liberating because my past self was very pressurized and always feeling a need to compete and externalize my ambition through putting pressure on myself, working out 2 hours a day and being really controlling about my food and always really not feeling good enough deep down. Now that I've done all this inner spiritual work, I can look back and say that all those behaviors ultimately come from not feeling enough, not being good enough. And what I'm doing, and I can acknowledge what I'm doing, is dissolving those old threads of unworthiness or a lack of self-worth. And the more fulfilled and the more worthy I feel, the less I feel the need to push and force and really put myself out there in a way that I think I need to put myself out there in order to get ahead or in order, to get business and stuff like that. Where now it's been a real dramatic shift. I guess the dramatic shift has been over the last few years, but more and more what I'm finding is a quickening. So there's been a deeper drop within. I feel a lot more flowing, a lot lighter, a lot clearer, generally a lot more joyful. And even with regards to like my shifting external reality, actually being able to deal with whatever emotion arises in the present moment and let it go. And so never ever feeling, what's the word I'm looking for? Never feeling like a victim of my own emotional reactions. And that's a big change that's happened. And so within that change, I'm seeing a natural inclination, like just to chill more and play more. I'm playing video games with my partner and going to festivals and things that I never really let myself do, or I haven't let myself have a fun time for a good while. And now it's time to have fun, but from a different perspective, and to really feel grounded within my own self so that I can stay aware in these fun social situations and also not be dictated by other people's emotions, other people's stuff that they're holding, where because of my empath abilities. So in the past I used to get really upset or worried or kind of paranoid or insecure or freaked out in social situations. And now I find myself being able to just allow people to be where they are and recognize that everybody's going through their own stuff. And what happens in social situations is that usually at the beginning of a social event, there's like this people are feeling themselves out. People are becoming like, okay, who's who, what's what. And we use substance typically to loosen up and start to communicate more honestly, which is a really, really beautiful thing. And that's part of the thread of this vlog, was practicing non-judgment. And to me, that's been a big breakthrough as far as practicing non-duality and acceptance, which to me is sort of the same vibe as non-judgment, because if you're in unconditional acceptance, of course, you're not going to be judging yourself or other people for anything. And that's a big part of breaking free in this on this spiritual path, is to recognize like there truly is no right or wrong. It's all just a journey. It's all part of expansion, and nothing in our creative reality is ultimately good or bad. It's just about a choice and a preference. So if where you are, you enjoy having a couple drinks and kind of loosening up that way, that is more than acceptable. For me in my journey, my body definitely did not agree with alcohol, and I tried to push through that, and I tried to fight that for a long time, but it just got worse and worse. So eventually my inner being kind of stepped through, and the call to drink alcohol has dissolved for me. I enjoy other things, so that's my choice and my reality. And I'm also really aware of like this idea of purity and cleansing and detoxing, and that's all part of like a spiritual practice as well. So, you know, going away and if needed, having a good, you know, juicing fast, or but again, it's all about what you enjoy and what resonates and aligns with your vibe and your essence. So there really is no right or wrong. All is well. We're just being guided in the moment to flow wherever that takes us, whether it's away from Facebook, whether it's, you know, having a drink at a party, whatever it might be for you. If it feels in alignment, it's okay. Everything is okay. If something's not feeling right, it's worth looking at and deciding the choices that you'll make in the future. And that's something my friend and I discussed about, you know, really in every moment, making sure you're maintaining your awareness to the degree that you can always make choices. So knowing, you know, after one drink, how am I going to feel if I have another one? Or if drugs or things are offered. This is the truth about festivals, right? Drugs might be on offer. So if drugs are on offer, you really be aware of how am I going to feel if I partake, if I enjoy, you know? And oftentimes, so my perception of drugs is really just like, oftentimes it can be about overcoming fear, and it can be a pathway. The idea to me is that drugs, alcohol, substance, in fact, anything outside of us, anything at all outside of us is not the end. It's not the ultimate reality. So at some point it will probably fall away, right? And if we're staying attached to it, that's usually when it possibly starts to create havoc or more stress in our lives, if we're attached and we're not willing to release. Anyway, I think that's a whole other vlog. I have to go. I have another session. So have a wonderful day, and I think I'll elaborate on this topic of duality, substance, and our ability to stay in alignment, that's really true to who we are, and not listening to outside like spiritual gurus, and not listening to any external thing. You know, there's always guidance, but ultimately within us is our own true mastery. It's only within. It's always within us. No one else can master you for you. Okay, have a great day. Peace out.
All to love. All to love.